The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. To I am.
Oh my God, hi everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? I am beside myself with excitement tonight. So first I have to hold up the sign without breaking it, of course. This is a sign that Gregory Patterson got me last week. It's my What's the Story with Maria sign. How is that exciting or what? And one of our friends who was in the audience had Manuel Soto, who is also our assistant producer on set tonight. He has helped with several things. Helped me put it back together about 700 times because I kept dropping it. So I just want to say that. Okay, John Pandish is watching with you. Hi, John Pandish. Rena Crunielli-Bergi, my cousin in Massachusetts. She had she's all broken up and she's got injuries and off of work this week. So Rena, I hope you feel better, honey. Jeffrey Campbell has joined us. Eddie Kutu has joined us. Hi, Eddie Kutu. He's from Blade Salon in Connecticut, Old Westfield, Connecticut. Okay, Suzanne Mason has joined us. Hi, Suzanne Mason. She comes on every week. Kia Nelson from Philly. Hi, Kia Nelson. Okay, so we are on Armed Radio. Armed Radio is our mother station, and they take care of us, and they make sure that we're on. So thank you, Armed Radio. And Jim Bell is our producer and engineer. I always want to thank Jim Bell. I would be lost without him. Okay, so I wanted to say thank you to him. Joe Rocks of Night Talk with Joe Rocks is the big cheese out there. Thank you, Joe Rocks. Sylvia Santoro has joined us. Oh my God, Sylvia of Santoros
my mother
of Paramus. You know I'm going to have them on the show soon. The Santoros of Paramus, they're famous. All right, Lisa Lem Cheney has joined us. I wish I could watch. My computer won't let me stream the video. Don't worry, just go to armeddigitalmedia.com and you can listen to the show live. That's how you want to find our show. And once it's recorded, it goes into podcast on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and soon Spotify, which is very exciting, extra exciting tonight. And then somebody told me that you can actually say, "Hey Alexa, find me What's the Story with Maria." How exciting is that?
That's very cool.
But I'm so codependent, I could never boss even Alexa around. I feel bad, I feel guilty. But okay, enough of that. So we want to welcome you. So tonight my special guests are so special, and hi, Edie Gershman. Edie Gershman is my partner, Rodan and Fields business partner. Hi, my friend. She is fabulous. So tonight, my friends, I've been friends with these guys since 1995 with Chuck. And I think soon after that with Liz. So this is Chuck Santoro and Liz Nagengast McGraw. That's her husband Dossie's name, and we love Dossie. We wish he could be here, but we'll save him some food. All right, so Chuck and I started working together at Tony Tina's wedding in 95. And very soon after that, Chuck, who was working at FAO Schwartz at the time, right?
Yeah.
Brought me in, hired me, and Liz and Chuck hired me to do costume character work at FAO Schwartz for their company. And we've been friends ever since. And we've done many, many, many things together. So, but I just found out that you two met at Syracuse College, right?
Yeah.
Which I didn't know. Okay, so start with that. Start with you met. Yeah, so this is Liz and this is Chuck, and you guys have been friends for so long.
27 years.
Wow.
We met at college, but we sort of cemented our relationship a few summers later when we worked at Busch Gardens together.
We got cast in the same show in the German area of Busch Gardens called the Fairy Lore Players.
Really?
Where Liz, who is German...
Is that true? I didn't know that, Liz.
I mean, she got to play someone named Katerina. Me, this Italian, playing Friedrich.
Did you have lederhosen?
I had velour lederhosen in the heat. Wait, visual aid. First visual aid.
Okay, yeah.
First visual aid.
Okay, so tell the story.
Yeah.
This is a velour lederhosen outfit.
So, Busch Gardens, the old country, the premise was that every area of the park was a different part of Europe.
Right.
And
Right,
so
right.
different
Kind of like
countries.
Epcot in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
And
which I love. It's my favorite.
The woman who was in charge of the actors
Right.
would go around to all of the drama schools in the country and have these auditions.
Oh my God.
And of course, it was a great gig to have for summer because you were
Chris
acting.
DePiero's joined us. Hi, Chris DePiero.
Tony and Tina friend.
Yeah, so go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
you would act and you would get paid. You'd work with your friends. I think you had one day off a week. You worked long hours in the blazing hot sun, but you were young
Yeah.
and strong, and we loved it. And so we were cast
And you
together.
made great
But
connections.
it was just ironic that we got cast in the same show. And it was this trio with the one girl we didn't know.
But you met
the
in
two of us.
college, right?
We met in college.
in college.
Okay, so and then you got to be in the same show at
Right.
Busch Gardens.
And we did
Yeah.
5 shows. We did like Cinderella and Red Riding Hood, and we did these little 15-minute fairy tales, like near the German Fest House in the blazing heat
course.
all summer long, and got paid really well for it.
For us,
Yeah.
We were like really excited.
We thought we were rolling.
We thought we were
Of course.
rolling.
And especially at that age, you
Yeah.
are rolling.
We were so
You,
happy.
you have a job, a professional job, in what you went to school for.
Right, we
so,
were acting and getting
right.
paid for it, and it was
Right.
like we had this realization. It was like the highest paying job that compared to everybody else was doing theme park,
Right.
and we really learned a lot. I mean, I think the fact
Yeah.
for both of us doing improv right after we always liked improv,
Yeah.
but doing that and really fine tuning it like randomly, and the fact that then years later. We were, then I was blessed to do Tony and Tina's and meet you.
Right, and
then,
that was all improv.
Because of that.
And,
And-
then we actually then did Finnegan's Farewell, and I wrote a character for Liz.
I didn't know that,
Yes,
Liz.
was in
You were
Finnegan's,
in?
Kevin Alexander, and
Really?
I Finnegan's Farewell, and I wrote a character for Liz.
I can't believe that, which I never saw because I was always working
Right.
nights.
Yep.
When you work nights because you're also performing, you don't see as much stuff as you want to see. And I started off doing dinner theater with a lot of people from Busch Gardens, believe it or not, but we were in Massachusetts. And there were a lot of teams like you two where they were friends that had met there and they came to audition together and were cast together, and they would always do the numbers. And same thing, you do 3 reviews a night, you change them every 6 weeks, so you have to always learn new songs. You're always on, and it's like boot camp.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's the
that was
best
the greatest
stuff.
thing. You just got to learn and play every single day.
Oh my
And we had
God!
so
Wait,
much
I have
fun.
to stop.
I-
Michael Wong.
Wong.
Michael Wong!
Michael Wong.
Michael Wong! My
Michael
first
Wong.
roommate, Michael Wong, my first roommate
In
in
New
New
York
York City, who was a,
What a
when
sense
I
of
was in
humor
Tony
he
and
had.
Tina's, oh my
Michael
God.
Wong-
Oh, Anthony Barilli!
Anthony Barilli has
Oh.
joined us. Julie Angelini from Australia. Julie joins us from Australia. Janet Betta. So many
Oh,
people.
Scott
Scott
Fagan,
Fagan,
our
he
stage
was on the
manager
show.
for Tony and Tina.
Anthony Barilli.
Great
Oh my
people.
God, he's retired. He said he's retired now.
Good.
Good for you. All right, so you met there,
Yeah.
Yep.
and from there you started working at FAO first,
Yeah,
right?
so I went to New York and I had no skills other than being an actor. Like, I didn't know what to do, and I tried to temp, and I didn't know how to type, and this was like,
Yeah, me neither.
we didn't have computers yet. We kind of did, but not really. So I kind of could file, and they kept me around because I made these late
You were
flash.
nice, yeah.
I was nice, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I met somebody at an audition, and she asked me how tall I was, and I said 6 foot. And she's like, do you want to be the toy soldier at FAO Schwartz? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I went on a Wednesday, and I was a toy soldier at FAO Schwartz, and I
Wow.
thought it was going to be a one-day gig. And at the end of that, because I fit the suit. It
Right,
even
but
like
that's
I
what we
auditioned.
talk about this
I
all
was
the time.
like,
If you can fit in the dress or
I
fit in the suit, you might get the role.
and I fit the suit, and they were like, hey, you're really good. You want to come back next Wednesday? And you want to be the Wednesday toy soldier?
Wow.
And I was like, all right. So I didn't know what
And that was
meant.
the greeter. The toy soldier was
The
the
toy soldier
greeter.
was the greeter, and I took it very seriously.
FAO Schwartz, in
course
case
you
you
did.
don't know, or you're listening from another part of the world or another part of the country where they don't have FAO Schwartz, was a very, very, very famous toy store that was in New York,
Avenue.
Fifth Avenue, and I think they had other stores, but Fifth Avenue was the big store.
That was the flagship. They actually at one point had over 30 stores around the country. Some smaller stores, but there was like 9 flagships.
And isn't that what Big, the play,
That
the
is.
movie
That's
Big
where
was
Yeah.
based at?
Big was filmed,
So-
and actually sometimes people thought I looked like Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
and that
back
I was
then I
like
could see it.
Supposed to be a of Tom Hanks playing a toy soldier. which was
Right.
always odd.
No, but I can see that why they would, maybe it jarred something in their mind where they were like, wait, this is a double. We get a 2-for-1 here.
Right. So I
We get
started there as a toy soldier, and then I worked my way up. Then I was a toy demonstrator, and I worked my way up from toy soldier to executive with the company. I became the
I was toy soldier to toy demonstrator to executive
with the company.
Right, well,
To
that's
run-
usually
I
how
got
it
to
goes.
sit on the executive floor, and I became the director of entertainment and demonstration.
Oh my God, and that was pretty quick, right?
It was, and then
Are
I got
these
to-
any of your friends here?
Robert Todd!
See?
Oh, happy birthday!
These are your friends
just tricked
popping
me,
up.
just
Michael
tricked.
Klein, Richard Sates, Steven Sorokov. Hi, you guys. Felix Padilla had joined us. Hi, everybody. So you worked your way up.
Worked my way up, and
when
then-
did?
So what happened is
Tell me,
Liz
I love
was
these stories.
Liz.
Well, I went from Busch Gardens to Disney. I
Right.
was working up
I
the
forgot
theme
about
park.
Did. She was in Streetmosphere.
What?
I loved doing improv at Busch Gardens, so then I actually auditioned for Disney because I thought I actually love theme park. I know some
Yeah.
people have a stigma, but I loved
No,
it.
but I think
Yeah.
it's fun
She
stuff.
was so good because she was like, it was improv on the street, playing this like movie star from the 40s.
I could see that.
and
Yeah.
it was just
And
amazing.
I
loved it.
Oh,
And I
loved it.
so I went down there right after college, after we left Busch Gardens. I went to Disney, and I loved it. I got great improv experience. My cast was so talented.
It underestimated.
Yeah.
Improv experience is so
Yeah.
important as an
and
actor.
on the street, and constantly interacting with people and having it tested. And I also got a husband out of the deal.
Oh,
What? That's where you met Dossie?
Visual
I
aid, visual
I didn't
aid,
know
visual
that.
aid.
He was playing Gaston in
Wait.
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my
So
God.
that's-
Okay, so that's Dossie.
Yeah.
Wait, who's the?
That's me and
That's
Dossie.
you and
Picture
Are you
Liz
slow
and Dossie.
dancing? What's
Those are my-
happening?
Laughing.
Where's Liz?
Those are
and
my
Dossie?
men.
Dossie and I.
Okay, this is Dossie, who we all love and have adopted.
We have a
Since
picture of you and Dossie.
the first time you meet Dossie, you fall in love with Dossie. He's the nicest human being. Kyle de Blasio has joined us, Carlos Hernandez, Chip McGoldrich, Jeffrey Happy. All right, so that's Dossie. And you
That's
met
Dossie.
your husband at Disney?
At Disney, he was
Isn't
playing
that a
Gaston.
perfect Cinderella story?
I know. And I was independent, Marie. I was living down there with my dog. I didn't want to get married. I wasn't looking to have a relationship. But, it's kind of like us, Chuck. I'm a big believer in when you meet someone and you have energy that's meant to be.
Yeah.
It's just whether it's sexual energy or friendship energy or romantic.
Yep.
When Chuck and I met,
You knew it.
we knew it.
Yeah,
right?
you just know. It's
You
like
just know.
You know what it is. It's like the universe already has decided. This is how I feel. Has already decided who your people are going to be.
Yeah.
And you just in that moment where you have that feeling with someone, you recognize them.
Yep.
And I do feel sometimes we've known each other for lives and lives and lives, but our faces change. So when you first meet someone for that first time, and that feeling you get is like, I know this person, but you just don't know their name yet or their face. You just know the energy, the connection.
Oh, my office is
You're-
where Kirsten Hammett, my business partner,
Oh,
is,
my God.
is watching live late night dealing with a budget, I'm sure, at the Proscenium office.
Oh my God! Which we will talk about Proscenium
A little later.
A little later.
We'll
But
get there.
hi, is it Kirsten?
Kirsten Hammett.
Hi, Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Karen Livingston has joined us. She was a teacher at my high school, and now we're friends because we had a choral reunion a few weeks ago. Amazing. Hi, Karen. She's out in California. Amazing musician. Okay, so you met your husband at
He was playing Gaston
Oh.
in the
Yeah,
B&B
yes.
show at
Right.
Disney.
In a muscle suit.
In a muscle.
in a muscle
So,
suit. Because I wouldn't put no, but Dossie he's slim. He's like a
slim.
swimmer's body.
Yeah, you put him as a prince.
And
One
not
of the
a-
Yes,
princes.
yes.
Like one of the princes,
Yeah.
Prince
Yes,
Eric.
he's very beautiful. He's very easy on the eyes.
Angular.
Yeah.
And he's lean, like he's a runner.
Yeah.
My Aunt Susie joined.
What?
Aunt Susie, Maria.
I
You know,
love
we
Aunt
all know
Susie.
Aunt Susie.
Aunt Susie DeLuca Corby. Oh my God, this is exciting. Zach D has joined. Hi, Maria. Oh my God, so many nice people. So you met your husband, and then
We came back. So what was happening is she was at Disney. I
Okay.
was at I was starting FAO. And then, basically when we came back to the city, I started doing more and more at FAO. And Liz and I, just as survival jobs on the side, you found the first children's party.
I was doing birthday parties because
Right.
at Disney I was entertaining kids. Love working with kids as you do, Maria.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
I
know.
started
It's just
doing-
and you have to love working with
Yeah.
kids if you do work with kids,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're going to pull your hair out.
So I started doing birthday parties because it was leveraging improv skills and acting skills.
Right, and there's
love
a
of-
real
love of
need
kids.
for it.
Yeah.
People don't realize, and I didn't realize it till I started working for both of you. Now, they're talking about jobs they had. I was working as an actor, and I was also teaching. I was teaching 20 hours a week in Sunset Park. I was teaching improv acting, creative writing, and vocals.
But in 1995, that's also when we were doing Tony and Tia's wedding.
Right, but I was teaching simultaneously
Wow.
and doing Tony and Tina's wedding. And then on the weekends, you said to me, about the art of the aardvark, remember?
Art of the aardvark.
So you hired me from your company which was within. Tell me about
Yes,
that.
this is how it was crazy because FAO, I was now like in charge of the toy demonstrators and all their costume characters, and Liz and I started doing like some stuff on the side, like kind of taking this kind of idea of doing high-end children's parties, and FAO needed help.
Yeah, well, we also found out, I was doing birthday parties, Maria, and I found out that the people that were organizing these birthday parties for kids were party planners, but they weren't actors.
Right.
So
wow.
they didn't understand the storytelling and how to involve the kids.
So what were they doing before you jumped in?
They would have entertainers that didn't tell a story.
Like it was like a balloon artist.
Right,
It was like
balloon
random
art,
stuff. Like
yeah.
there was no
Okay,
connection.
okay.
And
Okay.
so
It was like it was just stuff.
we wanted
Right,
to
right.
change it and make it more theatrical and more interactive, so that the kids
which
were part
you
of it.
did.
So
Right.
that was sort of our idea.
So we had this idea, but it was hard because I knew that FAO needed this. Like there was a need that they had. But
Right.
Liz and I had talked about it. So what FAO did, what was so cool, was we wanted to start our own company, but I had my day job with FAO, but they allowed us to almost subcontract. So Liz and I started a company called In Tandem Productions.
Which I still
And
have your card.
That,
somewhere.
right?
I'm
Yeah,
telling
great
you.
logo.
That was a great
Two
company.
logo.
Yeah.
Green was our color.
Yeah.
And we started this company, and we actually started the FAO Schwartz birthday party. So it was a different kind of program than they had.
Amazing.
It was on Sunday morning.
And those were famous parties. Those parties
It
were
was.
famous.
We were written up in the New York Times, the
Yep.
New Yorker. Like it was getting a lot of buzz because they weren't not inexpensive.
No, I know.
But it was like the ultimate birthday party for a 5-year-old. And what we did is we came up with a story. We came up with this treasure hunt. We came up with these characters named Bobby and Babette.
Oh,
that
I
would
remember
basically-
Bobby and Babette.
Visual aids.
Wait, do you have it? Give me
Visual
this.
aids.
Tell the Bobby and Babette
So
story.
there's the original Bobby and Babette with
That's-
a child who wasn't.
Wait, that's
that happy.
Babette, and that's
That
Bob.
child is not happy.
Well, I mean, some of those kids, we'll tell
we'll
the
talk about
Olivia
we'll
story.
tell
Yeah.
these kids in a second.
Wait,
so that's
wait.
Bobby and Babette. So Liz was a ballerina named Babette.
There's
and
Liz.
I was
I mean,
Bobby,
there's Liz.
not the same toy soldier. I wore blue on purpose instead of the FAO
And
red.
are there more back here
Yeah,
that
let's see
should
what else we
flip?
have. Oh, flip it that way. That's us. Other way. So that's us at Christmas time. Oh, here, Christmas time.
There's Christmas
Sound
bells.
effects. It was Christmas time, and that's in front of the Truffles display.
Oh, my
which
God.
Is one of the bears that was exclusive to FAO Schwartz.
Wow.
Right?
And then
there should be one more. We saw her.
Oh, we saw her. We saw her.
What
Okay.
else do we have? We have one more.
Is this it? Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
no,
There it is.
Here it is. There's
the
Bobby
sepia.
and Barrett.
The
In
sepia tone.
Oh, I
you know,
love that.
Yeah.
So that's the two of you.
That's
Oh
the
my
two of us,
God, I
Bobby
remember
and
those.
Babette. So we did these birthday parties
Every
and they took
weekend,
off.
yeah.
And we did them on Sunday mornings. We had to
And
be
you
there.
both have, I have to stop and say this, you both have these faces that lend themselves, even now, years later, that lend themselves to, like you had all these different wigs, all these different costumes, but you're both so animated and engaging. And no matter what you were doing or what story you were telling, it was almost like you were toys that came to life. Because I remember that, thinking like, how do they do that? How do they look like toys that came to life? These parties were the top of their game.
And then what we did,
Your sister has joined us.
my sister's joined.
Nancy Pizzotti has joined us from Massachusetts. Michael Bradley. Leo Rodriguez is he's my friend, and he is so great. He's like we call him my intern, because he's at work usually and he'll look up stuff. So anyway, Leo Rodriguez is our friend. We love Leo Rodriguez. You have to say it that way. Okay.
So then we needed friends to work on these, so we had helpers. And what was great about the network that we had built between Tony and Tina's wedding and Liz's, background meeting, doing the other parties in town.
And auditioning during the day.
Right,
still,
so we were
Maria.
auditioning.
Like
and-
all actors.
Oh
you know.
my God.
So it was like, who could we pull from?
Right.
And doing Tony and Tina's, that was the greatest
Oh
thing.
my
because
God,
had
I
this
loved working for
amazing
you.
Pool of improv actors. Susie Campanero worked for
That's
me.
right.
Denise
Denise
Fennell
Fennell.
worked for
Yes.
me. Even Scotty Balecki,
Wait,
remember?
Billy Hipkins too, right? He was the clown.
No, I don't think Billy worked there.
Yes.
That was before my time.
Yes, he was there at the same time as us, because when he was on the show, he said, "Wow, I was something." He was a cranky clown or something, like Clement.
Kari Herendorf.
Carrie Herendorf was our Barbie, Miss Liberty Barbie that was found on the tour on the scavenger hunt.
Unbelievable.
We used so many people from Tony and Tina's. Scotty Balecki was hysterical as the Connects man. Remember for Toy
yeah.
Fair?
I didn't know that.
so-
No, but with me, I played. I covered Clifford the dog.
Clifford the dog.
Which I loved, because you could be outside. It was freezing, but you were in that suit, so you were never hot.
Right.
So it was Clifford the dog. Patrick the puppy,
Yep.
and of course my favorite, Arthur the
Arthur the
Aardvark.
Aardvark was the end of the birthday party. Like he
Right.
was the star of the birthday. The whole idea is we were looking for this birthday cake and we don't know who took it.
Oh.
And we were looking for the clues, and at the end, who took it?
Arthur
the Aardvark took it.
That's
You
right.
took the
And then you
cake.
took the
I
cake.
took the cake.
Arthur, you took the cake.
That's
And then-
right.
and then-
Because you wanted to make them
And
do
then-
teamwork.
Because you
Just
wanted
wait.
them to work together.
But I
as a
couldn't
team.
talk. Remember?
Right?
No.
You couldn't
But I
talk.
did this. I did a lot of this.
Then there was a
And I
time-
had the giant head. The
Head.
giant
So we-
head.
And you never talked. But then there was that one time where there was that child.
Right, I remember this story. May I jump in and tell
Go,
it?
please.
Okay, so Arthur the Aardvark, and this was like great because everybody was so happy when they would see Arthur, and all the kids would like squeal, and the parents, well, they were milling around, but there was this one little girl who had been to a party the week before, and she was at the party again because she got invited by some other guest, and you have this giant head, right? It's really big. And then the mouthpiece is down, it's down here, Arthur's mouth. But it's the only place you can look through. You couldn't look through the eyes. So the costume person can only look through the mouth. And this was way before, like in Times Square, now they take off their heads, which I'm so
that was not
against.
allowed at FAO.
Not allowed at all.
Not
you could never
allowed.
not have your...
You were a fur character that
That's
was
it.
not allowed. We were never off duty.
But the only problem is you didn't have the fur suit as Arthur. You had like a regular little jacket and a
Right.
vest and pants. They look kind of like elastic pants and the big hat. So this little girl, Olivia, I will never forget her name. And I always say this was so many years ago. She's probably like a
gotta be in her
public
late
relations
20s,
person.
early 30s
Yeah,
now.
she's probably
early
very
30s.
powerful. So anyway, Olivia looked up at me through that mouthpiece, and she looked up and she said, "Arthur the Aardvark, this is what you do for a living? You're pathetic." Can you believe that? That's what she said. And then she stepped on my foot and she tried to pull Arthur's pants down. Can you believe this? So you know what I did? I grabbed her little hand and I twisted it because she had now assaulted me. She had insulted me and assaulted me. I twisted her hand and she was like, "Arthur, you're hurting me." And from the mouthpiece, I said, "And I'm really going to hurt you if you don't let go of my pants." And I'm sure she is still traumatized to this day. She ran for the hills, "Mommy, Arthur's hurting me." And I was like this. Oh my God. That's a true story.
That is a true story, and that was the FAO. And we actually started with, after the birthdays, we started doing the ultimate, which is the FAO Shores sleepover.
I wasn't there, thank God.
No, and those were epic. And then we became, we didn't want to do it because it didn't work for the toy soldier and the ballerina, so we became these other characters that Liz and I came up with, that were these royal botanist and biochemist originally from Buckingham Palace, named, I was Professor Periwinkle.
And I was Tabitha Teaselby.
Oh my God. And you had these sleepovers.
We had the sleepover. Look at that. So that is a...
Hold on. You tell the story.
Look at that. We had custom made. That was our sleepwear.
Oh my God.
For the end of the party. We had day wear and then we went to sleepwear. This was
That is amazing.
$16,000 sleepover.
We did not set the price.
We did not set the price.
Because we actually, well, we didn't really sleep, but we laid down with the kids because these kids were a little older.
Yeah,
Right.
this was really
Oh, my
ideally
God.
for a
Older.
10-year-old. So the birthday was 5, the sleepover was 10.
But the magic thing about the sleepover
Leo is cracking up. Leo Rodriguez is cracking up.
was, yes, it was an arm and a leg. So obviously we did this party for celebrities and kids of models and the one-gloved
We
wonder.
did do the one-gloved wonder.
Really?
Yeah, it was, I mean, he
Isn't
was
that
there.
crazy?
It was like the thing to
The thing
do
to-
in New York City.
But we also got to do a lot of charity events.
Oh,
And
that-
people-
you guys did a lot of that
People would
stuff.
Hole in
buy
the Wall
them
gang.
and then give them away to charity
Make a
groups.
wish.
So that was awesome.
Oh, wow. That's
And it was
really
really
cool.
great just being at the store at night.
Bart has joined us. Bart Ebbing from Tony and Tina's.
Oh, another stage manager. It's like
I
stage
know.
manager. Hi, Bart.
Steve Gorin has joined us. Hi, everybody. So this is amazing. So really wealthy, famous people would hire you for
Right.
these sleepover parties.
And we would start, there'd be a pizza party, and then we would like build a dinosaur. So we were looking for dinosaur bones, and then we
Oh my
then we
God,
would like
this is
then
really
ultimately there was
intricate.
a big huge Star Wars area. So you got to pick one of the Star Wars movies to watch on the big screen, and you got a sleeping bag. You got to fill your bag with candy, and then the candy, our friend Beth Thompson would dress up as Lisa Casey. We had so many that would dress up as Miss Peppermint Twist. That was she
Wow.
had this big like confection thing on her head.
I remember that. I think.
Yeah, and then sometimes Barbie would come out. And
Now in
sing.
tandem, your company had all these costumes.
Right,
Yeah.
correct.
Right.
And then
we did that. A couple of parties were not the sleepover parties, but I did a few parties with you guys where they were in these big penthouses.
oh,
Right.
Yeah,
We
because
had-
we would make
Crazy rich.
connections of these parents.
Park-
yeah,
that
they,
Right.
well, they'd
Park
see the
Avenue
FAO
parties.
party. They'd be part of the FAO party, and they're like, "You guys are great. What's next?"
Right,
and
what's
we were
next?
like, "We'll figure it out."
And they
Right.
would literally say,
But you
"I
see
need
that
to
what
talk."
people say that one of the rules of success is say yes. Tina Fey said say yes, then figure it out.
Oh, that's what we did.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what
think
you
that's
just
what
said.
We do
Yeah.
all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
what are we going to do to please the client? And I think they were like, sure, and they're like, they loved us.
Right.
And this one client specifically really loved us, and was like, okay, good news. My husband let me buy the penthouse, and we're going to have my son's birthday party there. So I want you to come and see it, and you can do whatever you want to it, because I'm going to knock it all down. Cause it's, ugh. So just you can knock down walls, you can paint, you can do whatever you want. So she was at her house in the Hamptons, and Liz and I like went and checked it out, and then she's like,
She left you the keys.
Just
go ahead. Yeah.
And then she's like, and I want it to be an Elmo carnival. Oh, and we have a roof deck.
They had a roof deck and they had a blow up. You know those bouncy houses?
We had a bouncy house on a roof deck in New York City. We had
in a
carnival
roof-
games. You were Elmo, right?
I was Elmo. Yes, I was Elmo. And now I'm realizing there's a theme. Like Arthur was like the big surprise at the end. Elmo. I came in and surprised
You
the
do
kids.
fur
at the
well.
I
That's
do
what they say in
fur
the biz.
really well.
You do.
And I'm okay with it. I kind of
good.
zen out in there.
But we did this whole elaborate party, huge success, and then like at the end, she was like, "All right, Chuck, why don't you come down to my other apartment and I want to."
Oh, another. They had another party.
Well, they're going to move out of that one.
Oh, right,
And then
right.
she was like, "I want to show you my sharks."
What?
Yeah, she had a little shark.
Sharks.
And then she's like, let's have a glass of wine. So she's like, pours a glass of wine. I'm like, well, I really should go back up. She goes, Liz is fine. Liz is
Wow. And where was her husband?
He was with the kids.
Right. And remember they had a motorcycle. Charlie,
They had a motorcycle game, like little ride-on.
Ride-on
that you could ride
motorcycle.
on. So while that was just breaking up, then she was like, well, I want to give you a tip. And then she like just pulled like out of her pocket. It was like a 5 and then 5 and then she was like 100.
from different pockets?
Pocket. And like I had all this crumpled bills and I'm like,
You were like a stripper. You were
I felt
kind of
a
like
stripper.
you were the stripper.
I was a stripper.
You
I
were
was for
making.
the-
She was
and-
making it rain.
She was, and she had a little thing for me, and it was fine.
Wow.
And then I was like, I need to go by Liz, and I don't want to leave Liz alone. She's like, okay. She goes, but I need you to come back because I have another idea. I want you to take care of my husband's party, and I'm renting an island.
What?
Good story.
And we worked
rented an
on
island?
designing that party,
We did.
and then they decided to get divorced.
No.
Yeah, but it was going to be a whole like murder mystery on an island.
Well, she was probably
Like,
going to want you to murder him.
Yeah, it was a crazy
Oh,
life,
my
and then
God.
it was just nuts. So the birthday party thing, and then we did parties for a very fancy hotelier in town. That was a penthouse. I won't say the name of the hotel, but it was his penthouse,
hotel.
His hotel. And this party planner then wanted to work with us because
Oh,
she had
no.
the contact. And so she's like, so she met with Liz and I, and so we had already had a success. We were in the New York Times, and we had all this la la la. And she's like, okay, go ahead, you do it better.
She's like, well, we want to do a Barbie party. And I just don't know who's going to play Barbie. And typically Chuck and I played the character.
Right,
as
like,
well.
like Liz, blonde,
And at,
like,
at
right.
that time I was maybe 27. And
Yeah, no, Liz, you still look like Barbie.
I
I
was
mean, never mind
blonde.
then. You.
And honestly, they're kids.
Right.
So,
Right.
you're giving an
Liz can totally
an
play Barbie.
impression
Right.
of this character. And I said, well, I could play Barbie. And she said,
goes-
oh no, I need someone much more attractive. A model.
model. And, she
Wow.
goes, and we're like, she goes,
Okay.
well, and we need lots of models
So
because
she-
there's lots of Barbies.
Lots of Barbies.
But this is a kids' party, though,
Kids
right?
party, turning 5.
Turning. Oh my
So
God.
she hired all these professional
Well,
models.
the
Who
other-
never talked to us. So then these models did not want to speak. And then
Wait,
we're-
but they were Barbies, so you had to hire models. They were Barbie. They
Right.
didn't speak.
No, yeah, didn't
At
speak.
a 5-year-old's party.
Right. And then she goes, she goes, I said, well, and Liz was very like, we were very getting into this, going, there's going to only be one Barbie. She goes, oh no, when you go to a toy store, there's many Barbies in a box.
Wow. And Liz, you said you were.
And I said, well, that's a little confusing for kids. We should have one person
One body.
guiding,
So
the
you're like the
story.
child advocate here.
Right. And
Yeah.
because that was the whole crux of our parties.
It was all about what's the
interactive
through line and how are we
story.
weaving and who's
Right,
who.
right.
And how we're bringing these kids into it
No.
and making them feel involved. And she said, all right, well, you can play Skipper. So I got to be Skipper, the little sister, and I was the mouthpiece.
And so she got to do the talking because the Barbies wouldn't talk. And then I said,
Wow.
well.
Eugenia Mesa has joined us. Hi, honey.
Oh, hi.
Judy's there. There she is.
So then I was like, well, am I going to be Ken? I mean, who am I? She goes, no, you're going to be Batman. And I was like, wait, what does Batman have to do with Barbie? She goes, well, Batman's going to find Catwoman.
Catwoman?
How did you hide? What is going on? And we're like, she's like, no. Well, they're going to steal the birthday girl. Catwoman's going to steal the birthday girl's tiara.
What?
I'm like, this is like now getting crazy. So what happened was we hired a very good friend, Heidi Gott, to be Catwoman. And so originally she wanted to see if we could we're on the penthouse of a famous New York hotel. She wanted to see if we could take
Rappel
from the top as Catwoman.
What?
And come from the
She
No!
wanted Catwoman
No!
to rappel
This
down,
is down.
down from the roof and come in the window.
Come
Are
in the
you
window. And we're
kidding
like,
me?
This can't happen.
Wait, and the kid is 5.
5.
He's got models were they in
No,
bathing
yeah.
suits?
No, one was in a bathing. One was in very. It was revealing.
And
Scantily
even
clad.
though In Tandem did have very good insurance because Chuck's dad was our insurance
he
agent,
was.
we didn't.
Sandell
Sandell
Insurance
Insurance.
of Paramus, New Jersey. If you need insurance.
We didn't have insurance that would cover having an actor rappel off the side
No.
of.
This
So
is
we're like,
crazy.
we're going to do that. So like, what are you going to do? I'm like, well, we're going to create a diversion when all this happens. Liz will create a diversion. So what happened was this, because Catwoman was going to steal the tiara. So then I was supposed to come, Liz as Skipper was going to say, we need help. We'll call Batman.
Thank God for Skipper.
So this is what happened. So Liz gets
the only one
everyone.
that could talk.
So we had to have a non-violent, non-confrontation because that was the theme of our parties.
Right.
Acceptance,
It was up to the
teamwork, and non-violence. So we had to have a non-violent way to lure Catwoman. So I had a magic box of catnip.
Which was really
Which
Cheerios.
was all brand.
It was all
It was all brand, and it was
All brand.
labeled,
Catnip. That
And
we
I
like
shook
hot
it.
glued on.
We shook it, and that was going to lure her.
Lure
But
Catwoman.
somehow,
First what happened was I got called in.
you got called.
So this is what happened when I got called in. I never rehearsed with the Batman costume on, which was the most elaborate. The George
You
Clooney
have
from
to-
the movie
yeah.
In
cost
the
us over
States, yeah.
$500 for this Batman outfit, and I never rehearsed. And the way that the hall of this penthouse went, it was big at the beginning, and it got more and more narrow.
You gotta-
So I never
you have to do
rehearsed.
this visual.
I
On the
never
radio, if you're
Okay.
listening, I will have to talk you
Okay,
through
well,
it later.
We'll talk you through, but picture a small, a wide hall that gets narrower. I have a bat suit that has wings with sticks in it.
rubber, and it's rubber.
and it's for
rubber.
a
It's
wingspan,
kind of
right?
like S&M erotic.
Right.
I come running in, and I come
With
in,
the-
and then I realize,
With the
shit,
wingspan.
I can't go.
And the hallway.
And I have to go, and I go like this.
You
And I'm like
bring
this
the wings in
weird
front of you.
moth bat.
And you were stuck in
And
the
I was
hallway.
stuck in the hall, and then I go out and go like that. And I
Oh,
was like,
no!
did someone call for Batman? And
Oh,
basically,
my
it was
God.
just like a nightmare. And then we couldn't get, then we shake
Oh,
the
my God.
catnip.
and it opened.
It opened.
And
Oh,
catnip
no.
went everywhere. And these
No.
kids, of course, are very precocious. They were like, eat the catnip, eat the
The
catnip.
catnip.
No!
So this
Poor
this
Heidi
actress
Gott.
got down on all fours. This is how dedicated she was, and
Wow.
ate the catnip off of the fake runway that they had built for the models for Barbie.
For,
It
oh!
Bless
was-
her.
Wow!
Yeah.
You know what? I think in all my years, I've hit the magic bell.
Magical children's birthday stories of NYC.
That is the most magical children's party story I've ever heard.
Can you believe?
And that's how it ended.
True
She
story.
said-
It's a true story. I mean, Liz and I
Listen,
would be,
that is a scene from a screenplay. You must write the
and
screenplay.
it's true.
No, I know.
I mean, we did Michael Bloomberg's birthday party. We did his summer party. We did. I mean, we after a while
No,
were
you
getting.
can't make this
called
up,
by
says Eddie
people.
Kutu. No, you can't.
It's true.
So you did Michael Bloomberg's
We
daughters?
did Michael. No, his summer party for
For-
Bloomberg.
Oh, okay.
We did Vanessa Williams. We did Michael Jackson's. We did
Wow.
a lot of celebrities at FAO. It was really.
Oh,
you know,
my
it was
God.
so much fun, and
Yeah.
we got to involve our friends.
Yes. Oh, and I'm so
And
happy.
I will say we made no money because we were in our middle 20s. We had no business, but we didn't know what we were
know what
doing.
we're doing.
We just thought, let's start a business. We had no business plan.
We would call when we went to our accountants. Liz and I said we had buckets. Peter, my business partner, is an accountant. Like it's like we had buckets, and we have a bucket for this and a bucket for that.
Wow.
And we had an office right off Park Avenue, and it was fun.
But the great thing is we had amazing experiences, and we got to generate work for our friends.
That's what I always say.
Generate
You
work
guys
for
were
our
very
friends,
generous to
yeah.
all of us. Because we got paid, back then, we got paid really well.
Yeah.
I remember saying yes to every single job you asked me to be in. I mean, some of those, the Mad Hatter, you found those pictures today.
Here's us all. This was a private party.
But that was,
Where
I remember that
party?
being,
This
it
is
was,
Maria as the Mad Hatter.
Yep.
This is me as the toy soldier. Liz was Alice in Wonderland. Is that Jessica Wright as, who is that as, I think it's Jessica Wright as Cinderella.
Yes, I think it was Jessica Wright,
Yeah,
who was an
Jessica
amazing
Wright.
violinist, by the way,
Yes.
who played on my CD.
Broadway
Yep,
actress.
and she
Jessica Wright.
played on my CD. I'm like so flattered that someone, you meet people when they're first starting out, you don't know who they're going to become, and we all worked together, and it was just so amazing. Okay, so Joe has joined us. Dave Downs, hi Dave Downs. The food's coming soon, my friend Dave Downs joins us just in time for the food, which will be coming very soon. Oh my God, Vinny Pugliese, Dr. Vinny has joined us. All right, so we are flying through this.
I know, this
Now, Liz, I want you to talk about, and then we're going to go to our food. I want you to talk about, you also work for QVC now, right?
Yes. So eventually we dissolved our business because Chuck really wanted to take the business marketing and party planning further into the next level. And I missed acting.
Right.
And so we decided that it was after honestly 9/11 that it was time to dissolve the
And
business.
it was hard for us. We're best friends, and I think we
Yeah.
got to the point of like, what's more important in life? Yep. And it's like our friendship meant more, and it was hard. Like we never argued as friends, but as business partners, you sometimes don't always agree. And it was just, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't. It had its trying times. And after 9/11, the business was drying up, and we had to make some decisions.
A
And
lot
we
of
didn't-
things changed in the city.
We didn't feel like partying.
And
It wasn't
it's
a time
hard
to
thing.
celebrate.
We
So
talk
you know
about that
what?
because even in the nightclubs, it was like a ghost town for a while, and then it started to pick up. But people will always drink no matter what happens. So in the nightclubs, they may drink more during times of crisis, but in the party business, no, that did dry up.
Right. It didn't feel
So
right.
we'd rather end on a high. We actually ended when we still people still wanted it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let's just. I then was getting more business at FA. Then they created a role for me to be in charge of the whole country. So that was taking me that way, and then Liz was getting more acting work.
So we gave away all of our supplies to charity.
I have some of your costumes.
The Mad Hatter outfit.
I have the Mad Hatter outfit. You gave me which outfit, and I have something else I know I do in there, which I've used, by the way, for volunteer work at Gilda's Club. I did tattoos and face painting with your costumes. I would get people, my friends, a scarecrow costume. I think I have of
Oh,
yours.
the scarecrow costume.
Yep.
Okay.
And also at the Ronald McDonald House. So I have those costumes have gone to great use for volunteering. So thank you very much. Now, Liz, you work at QVC.
I work at QVC. So after In Tandem, I went back into acting, and I did commercials and some acting work for a while. And then I started doing more corporate work, industrials, and I started leveraging those improv skills for more corporate work. And I ended up at QVC because QVC, it's not scripted. You are using your improv skills. You're speaking extemporaneously. And I have been there 12 years.
Wow.
And I am their underwear expert. And
everyone needs an underwear expert.
Who doesn't? Do you have underwear issues? Call me. Find me. I can help you.
Wait,
The bumps and shave.
But
What do you say? I love watching it.
Wait, but where can we find you on QVC? So what do we look for?
Well, if you put in Liz McCraw Spanx or shapewear on QVC,
I want to find you.
Yeah, you'll find me.
I mean, I see you on Facebook and all your stuff. I'll follow that. But this way, if you want to follow Liz, that's how you can follow her.
Yeah, Liz McCraw on Facebook. You can find me, Liz McCraw at QVC.
Liz McCraw at QVC.
Yeah. So I've been there 12 years. I love it. I work with amazing women, and I get to talk to their customers, and a lot of fun.
Wow. And Chuck, you have your own event company, right?
Yes,
Let's have that proscenium. Show me
so
that.
here,
You're going to spell it while I hold it up.
All right, so proscenium, Proscenium. Proscenium is the arch that separates the audience from the action on the stage. A lot of people, my business partners and I, when we started Proscenium, we had worked at other companies and kind of met and started Proscenium, and we are a corporate events agency.
Pretty big, I might add, right?
We're doing okay. We just expanded to another floor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I've been to your office. I love your
really
office.
cool
It's a great
clients.
space.
T-Mobile, Harley Davidson, Heineken.
Harley,
clothes
you gave me a
stores.
Harley shirt once.
I did give you a Harley shirt from the Boston show. Which
Yes,
is still, I
and
think,
you know who
the
doesn't
best
love Harley
show.
Davidson?
I mean, it's really a
Oh
great
my
brand.
God.
We're really fortunate to work with such great brands.
And didn't you do some stuff on the Oscars or something? Like, I saw you with, was it Viola Davis? Who?
Oh no, that was for TD Ameritrade.
Oh,
Another one
okay.
of our clients. They were really talking about diversity, and they had Viola Davis at our show in Orlando.
Wow.
And she talked about the hero's journey that she's been on, and it really was just, you know, and that's what's great about my job is I work with such different clients and such different. Using my skills as then when being a show director, now directing executives. I say,
But these are big shows, right?
big shows, you know, ranging. You know, we did the Walmart shareholders meeting before, which is 5,000 people working with Jamie Foxx, and we had Queen Latifah.
Wow.
So I've been really fortunate to work with celebrities, but honestly, the thing I enjoy the most is working with employees and their talent competitions. We do it for Lowe's, we do it for T-Mobile, and
Really?
they win these talent competitions and making them shine. I think that's
how
what I
cool is
find
that?
the most rewarding.
And okay, so it doesn't matter how big somebody gets, the stuff that still moves your heart is the stuff that you started
Did you
doing.
see it? You know, I met someone on the T-Mobile show that I hadn't seen in almost 9 years, and she's like, that experience changed my life.
Isn't that
And
something?
I was like, that's why I do what I do. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, I love my team. The people at Proscenium, you know, we've grown a team that is just the best people. I enjoy going to work.
Yeah,
you know,
but
we
that's-
travel hard, but we play hard. And,
You
I
can't
think
put
we
a
do good
price
work.
tag on that.
No.
And Liz, aside from work, I've seen you because I follow you on Facebook. You and Dossie, your husband Dossie, do a lot of animal rescue stuff, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that for a minute?
So I am a rescue animal transport driver for a group called, on Facebook, you can find us For All Paws Sake. Different words, For All Paws Sake. And it's a network of over 20 different rescues and shelters.
Wow.
Rural shelters in West Virginia, Kentucky, who have overpopulations of pets and they don't have adopters. And what I do is I help move them, transport them up north to rescue groups where they will get adopted.
Wow.
So we help move them from danger to foster homes and rescues where they're safe and they'll get adopted.
And
So
I
do that
love
every
your
weekend.
pictures that you post on Facebook because it's little. Sometimes you'll have 4 dogs.
Oh, I've had a couple weeks ago I had 18 cats.
What?
And last week we had 8 dogs. I'll have
In your
litters
car,
of
right?
Yeah, litters of puppies. It's so rewarding because you're giving them the freedom ride. You're helping
my
move them to
God.
freedom. And it also helps me exercise all my puppy love because I can only have so many dogs.
Well, you have a dog, right?
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs.
rescue
What are your dogs' names?
Chip and Luca.
Chip and Luca.
You can find us on Instagram at Chip
right.
Dreams of Birds. Chip Dreams of Birds. He's a canine cancer advocate because he's a canine cancer survivor. I'm a cancer survivor as well.
Wow.
And we promote early canine cancer detection on Instagram.
That's amazing.
As one does.
That's
one does.
amazing. Oh
and
my
in addition
God.
to selling Spanx. I mean, it's just like
But you see, all
busy.
busy. You don't know. Listen, when you met at Syracuse University, did you have any idea what your life would lead you?
Our lives have been so entwined since, that really the day we met. And it just has built this friendship that, we talk often, but when we don't see each other, it doesn't matter.
And
It's
I
the
always
most
think of
honest
you, when I
relationship.
think of you guys, it's always I've never seen you fight. And like you said, as business partners, you had differences, but I've never seen you fight. You always were on with everybody. You always treated us, your employees, with such respect. We always got paid right on time. And so it's just, I always think of you in such a wonderful light.
But it really is an extension of it's the family that you've earned or however you've chosen.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
Liz is
chose.
such a part of my family. I mean, she knows
Oh,
my
yeah, she's-
family,
Yeah.
everyone.
Your family
So as
too.
you do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
my family. is
Your
such a
family
part.
is my second family.
Yep. Mine
Really,
too.
my
Mine
second
too.
Italian family
Mine too.
in New York.
My first Italian family.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
right, because you're, and
But-
then you have a German family.
And and now I have a Puerto Rican family. So it's
That's
like,
right.
It's just my friends, and I think how it's grown. And
Yeah.
it's, started with Liz and
As I have my Cuban family, it's me and the Cubans in Jersey. So
It's just grown, and I think she's such a part of my life, and I'm a part of hers. It's just our families we're connected.
now I want to segue. My friend Dave Downs has come on, and he always comes on and asks about the food. Yes, Dave, let's get to it. So tonight, I always usually plan a meal. So I asked if there were any dietary restrictions. You said you eat meat, Liz doesn't. So when that happens, I go with my go-to shrimp, of course, because who doesn't love shrimp? So this is what I've created. On a bed of fettuccine, I cooked some shrimp today in, of course, garlic, basil, marsala wine, some lemon, and then roasted red peppers. But the secret ingredient, artichokes.
Yes.
Artichokes.
Yes,
Oh,
and
great.
this is because of Nanny, Chuck's grandma, who's in heaven, was her big recipe was artichokes. We may have to tell that quick
We
story.
do.
So there are artichokes in this delicious shrimp over a bed of fettuccine. I cannot wait to eat this. And of course, we're having our delicious. You know, I love a salad. Our salad is red leaf lettuce, red peppers,
Good.
a tiny little cucumbers, and I put fresh mint in there.
Nice.
Because summer, the mint in salads, people wouldn't think to do it, but my mother used to do it. It's off the hook, just a little. And I will put a nice, I think I'm going to use a peach vinegar tonight, peach vinegar, and a granola olive oil. So we are going for a summer salad. That's that. And for dessert, these I found at Whole Foods, okay? They are called Wedding Shuffle Cookies. So I chose them because of Tony and Tina's wedding. You were Joey for a while, and you used to lead us in dance.
In dance.
At
yes.
the electric slide.
The electric slide.
Okay,
and
so
Vogue.
and Vogue. So these are the Wedding Shuffle Cookies. There they are. Dave, I hope I have made you proud. This is our meal tonight. And now we must quickly tell the nanny story.
So my nanny, my grandmother,
Pro-
was a huge
project
part,
a little bit.
huge part of my life, and a huge part of actually our lives.
Yes.
Knew them both. Loved Maria. Actually, like always asked about Maria, and it was that Italian bond. And I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
advantage of being Italian is there's a shorthand. There's a commonality that you've kind of grown up in with so many similar traditions.
Absolutely.
And Nanny loved Maria, and she loved Liz. So she said to Liz once, "What about Dossie?"
Well, she said, well, she also told me that I looked much heavier in person.
Oh,
But
yeah,
then
she
she
was
also
like that.
said-
Oh,
She would just
wow.
say it as it is.
She said, you spend a lot of time with my grandson, my very handsome grandson. Your husband must be very understanding or gay.
What?
And that was before a certain someone.
Before that happened. Nanny knew, and Nanny was great with it. Nanny said, Charles will always be Charles, and he'll always be number one.
That's right, and you could. So wait, one time Nanny made you a meal. She lived in Florida. You
Right.
lived in Jersey at the
Jersey.
time, and she made you a meal of artichokes. Okay, tell the artichoke
But
story,
she-
please.
she-
This is why I put artichokes in there.
She sent
Sylvia, I hope
artichokes.
you're listening.
Yeah, so she sent these artichokes, because I think it was I had an upset stomach or something, and she wanted
She made you artichokes in
these
Florida.
artichokes, and she sent them.
She mailed them. She put them
mailed
in a box.
artichokes
I'm gonna have Sylvia
in
tell the
a
story.
tin.
She put it in a tin and then put it in like a box.
No ice, no
Nothing, and
no-
just wrapped it up. And when they got to Jersey, your mother answered the door, and the UPS guy was like, "The delivery." And your mother said that the box was soaked in oil,
oil. It's just dripping oil.
dripping oil, and they were not edible because
Not edible.
nobody was going to eat them. They had been on planes and trains.
No
and
ice. I don't know what she thought.
she mailed you
She mailed
artichokes.
me
But Charles
artichokes.
needs his
Charles needs
artichokes.
Charles, and that's why I put artichokes in
Thank
the
you.
shrimp.
Nanny would be so happy that this is happening.
Nanny, I hope you're proud of me. I
We-
incorporated the non-meat eating, the pasta, the fettuccine, and the artichokes.
Thank you on behalf of Nanny.
That's it. Oh my God. So now we have about
So my sister's on. See, Nanny was one of a kind.
Nanny
She
was
also
one
said
of
once to Maria. So Maria played Marina in Tony and Tina's wedding.
Yes.
And Nanny, my whole family came many, many times to see me in the show because I was a swing.
She would wear her stole.
Exactly.
Your grandma would wear her big stole.
They would all get dressed.
First
That was a
stole.
real
Yeah, it was
wedding.
a big deal.
So they would come because every time I played another character, they would come see it. Although they never liked when I played Mickey because I was too nervous for them.
Yes, yeah.
But they saw me play Joey, and they saw Maria play Marina and loved her, and she was in the red dress. She looked so pretty.
Right.
Then we did that night of one
The
acts.
red
We did
bridal-
all like it was
bridesmaid.
one acts for
Right.
agents. And
Yeah.
we had people come to look at it.
Yeah.
And Maria did this scene, and she was wearing pants and like I think it was a hoodie or whatever.
Yeah, I was just kind of like as a
Casual.
homegirl. Yeah, yeah.
homegirl. So afterwards, I was like, "Well, what'd you think of Maria? Wasn't she great?" She goes, "Would have been better in the red dress."
That's it, and that's
Why didn't she wear the red
dress? Because
she looks so pretty in that red dress. Why was she wearing pants? Girls shouldn't wear pants.
right. I was doing like an activist kind of like
She
yeah,
just
my
wanted
character
you
was
in the
like
red
an
dress.
activist.
She was like, why would she wear pants?
Right. She could. She was in. She. Yeah.
No, I mean the way. Oh, see,
think that
she liked your red dress.
She
my
liked the
mother
red
said.
dress. Still, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
was just,
my God.
She was so special, and it was great. I think what I loved most about my family, and Justine, I think, is on. It's like all my friends from Tony and Tina's. My family, like for my father's 50th
Denise
birthday.
Fennell popped on at
Oh.
one point too, but we were talking. I didn't want to interrupt.
We reenacted Tony and Tina's my father's 70th
Oh yeah,
birthday.
yeah. Tell this quick
Well,
story.
we just did it. He loved Tony and Tina so much, and he wanted to play the father. He wanted to play Mr. Nunzio. So we had this whole elaborate scheme that no one could play Nunzio that night, and he played it. And we did this surprise party. And
I told the story a few years ago. I mean, a few episodes ago.
It was so great.
And I got to play Mrs. V.
Mrs. V because
Opposite your dad, we were arch enemies, which was great because there's a picture of me actually going for his throat and him laughing. It was wonderful, and you pulled that together too. So
it was fun. It was a great night. All the best of from our generation, our cast of Tony and Tina's played that show that night.
Oh my God!
So,
So
yeah.
all right. So Liz, when are you going to be on QVC again? When can we see you? Do you have
I,
anything coming up?
I'm going to be debuting a bra in a
What?
couple.
What is special about this bra?
Well, it's reversible.
Oh.
And it's underwire, but it supports a fuller figure.
Oh, I like that. Okay, you got my attention.
Wow.
I'm fuller figure there. I like it.
Wow.
All right, so look for Liz Nagging. No, Liz McGraw. You go McGraw.
Liz McCraw.
Well, spell McGraw.
MCCRAW. I'm usually on Saturday mornings, Monday nights, all the fashion shows.
You gotta watch.
Talking,
This is amazing.
I'm
on
talking
QVC.
underwear and how to avoid visible panty lines and awkward fashion
Who doesn't need
situations
that?
with your
Everybody
underwear.
needs
Everybody needs
that.
that.
Are you kidding me? People don't admit it, but everybody needs it.
Yeah.
And our friend Patrick Hoy is our mutual friend,
Yes.
also a QVC guy, sweetheart.
Yes.
He just loves you, and I'm going to post this actually on his page after we're done. So we're winding down. We got about maybe 4 minutes left to our show, and we want to. I want you guys to. I always ask people to leave them with something. So what I want to just say is that when you make great friends, take care of those relationships. And even though years go by sometimes, like listen, I haven't seen you sometimes in years, but I'm so happy when I see you and follow each other. And on Facebook or whatever. Stay in touch with these great people in your life because it doesn't matter how big or small what you're doing is. It's always the stuff that comes from the heart. That the reason you started off doing what you were doing. That's what I get out of this episode. This is episode 50.
50. First of all, Maria, congratulations.
Yeah.
Can you
50.
believe it? I know.
How amazing is that? Let's hear it for episode
Thank you
50.
so much. Yes.
Congratulations.
2 more and it's a year. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Jimmy says I should do some anniversary show. I might have to do that. Jimmy, our producer. So what would you like to leave them with, Chuck? And then Liz. So what would you like to leave? Anybody that's listening that may be in the creative business or thinking about, or just anybody, what would you like to leave them with?
I think it goes back to what you said about friends. There's nothing like an old friend, I think, and always supporting each other. I mean, Liz and I have seen each other through the highest points of our life and the lowest points of our life. And I think that support only brings us closer, and that we've always been there to help each other whenever you're there. And I think, and it's the same thing. Years can go by. And, when I don't see you, when I see you downtown, and I'm like, I just need to go see you.
I know,
and, it's
and
just
I'm always
special thing.
so
And when you
happy.
sing Leave On,
I always sing Leave On
you do.
for
That's
you.
like, I get in a happy place.
Yeah, but you
sing
like
Leave
it
On.
because I used to sing it from behind the bar.
That was the best, because I didn't understand. Like, you're singing it full on, you're singing, you're pouring drinks, and you were singing. I mean,
Well, sometimes you're too busy to go up on stage, and
it's
you have
amazing
to.
to me. When I see you downtown, it was like it puts me in a happy place, and it makes me think of a time. It's now retrospective about that time in like the
Right.
mid-90s.
Well, you've known me a long time, Chuck.
95.
You've been to a lot of my shows
Yeah.
and Susie's shows. We used to do a lot of
Yeah.
shows together. So yes, I agree. Your friends, I always say my friends are my fortune. I mean, if I were to write a book about friendship, it would be called that.
Yeah.
And that's, and Liz, what would you like to leave
The
people
same
with?
thing. We were talking before how you can't choose your biological family. Now, you two, I know, lucked out. You have amazing
Yeah.
families. I do too, but it's very small.
Right.
And I'm an only child. I only have one parent.
I didn't know that.
Dusty
Okay.
doesn't have any parents. So how lucky that I get to cultivate a whole second family.
Well, how lucky that we have you.
You know,
Right?
I see
Skipper.
Skipper.
We know
I see
Skipper.
that my friend Joe Roman Lars joined. He's one of my family members. He and I work together at Disney.
Really?
And like you said, Marie, you don't see these people, but as long as you treasure them in your heart, you know, you
Yeah,
stay
because
connected.
and Belle Parker, one of my friends, she's in Wisconsin now, but we played softball together. She's an amazing singer.
We played softball, Broadway
Yes,
softball.
we
And we
did.
did Broadway bowling. Every Thursday, Maria and I would do Broadway softball and Broadway bowling. And it was
It
like
was
the
sandwiched,
high
and
point
and in between was the show.
the show.
So
And
we,
we go to
Scotty
the-
Fagan was on the show
right?
last week. Softball.
Softball
We would go to the show. Then we would go to bowling.
with Katie Thorpe and Jim Hanna.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yes.
And that was a day we'd get back like 2 in the morning.
Oh, we
It was
tired, but so much fun.
We were
And-
so lucky. That Tony and Tina time.
And talk about spooky. Do you know that one? You'll remember this. One of the shows that we played against was Will Rogers Follies. And do you remember? We used to do this, right? Do you remember who one of the teammates was on that show? I mean, that
Marla
bowled
Maples.
Marla Maples.
I remember
We bowled against Marla Maples.
and Lou Diamond Phillips. I remember that.
Yes, and Marla Maples was actually lovely.
She was lovely. She was
Lovely.
And we bowled against her. I think we beat them.
We did. Beat
I
them.
did. We had, remember?
They were
we
so
pretty
nice.
good. Wedding balls.
The wedding balls, that was
was
it.
what we won. The wedding
How
balls.
much time we have, Jimmy?
A minute.
A minute.
Minute.
Okay, I want to thank Jimmy Bell, our producer and engineer of Armed Radio, armeddigitalmedia.com. If you want to listen to the show on your computer or you're in your car, you get your TuneIn app and just go to Armed Radio. That is our mother station. They are great. They have a ton of great shows. I try to Facebook Live every week so far, knock on wood. It's worked. In 2 weeks, it's going to be our anniversary show. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to be fun. I might just have a huge party and invite all the guests that were here. Try to get as many of them in as possible. Or I might go back to Boston. And so I don't know. But I want to thank these two. I want to thank everyone that's listening out there. Studio audience and in-house assistant producer tonight had Manuel Soto. Thank you, Manny, so much.
She calls him Manny.
I call him Manny. Just that's it. Nobody else can. And we love you. We appreciate you. And God bless you. And come back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, for What's the Story with Maria. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.